Hello and welcome to MMO Masters Presents Miss Pandaria. I'm Pelican, and I just wanted to give some feedback on what I thought of the expansion so far after playing it for a couple weeks, especially on a monk that I had just leveled to 90. I got the monk using Recruit a Friend. We leveled 280s up and then granted level 1 all the way to 81 with a slight trick, and then I leveled up to 85 pretty quickly and then leveled to 90 right after that. Anyway, I'm just doing some dailies that you need to do. It's kind of intense how many dailies they make you do the second you hit a 90, but whatever. I usually like the grind. It kind of gives you something to do and at least kills time between raids, as most people always. That's the main purpose of everything I do. And wow, I'm trying to kill time. I do like the questing. My favorite zone was the Jade Forest. I didn't really get to play it this time around. I got to play it in the beta, but this time around it was just so crowded. It was just retarded. And I'm on a PvP server, so you have to deal with that most of the time. But yeah, I like that zone. I like the quests. Most of the quests I enjoyed, but the best part is most of them involve drinking or using brew as a weapon, which is just entertaining as hell. In almost every zone, you're using the brew in some way as a weapon. Like, it's super spicy, so it stuns enemies, or it's in a giant barrel, so you slam it into armies and destroy demons with it. It's pretty crazy. I'm a brewmaster, which is the tank spec. I've played every tank in the game, so it's very entertaining. It's a different kind of tank too. It has most tanks are like passive mitigation kind of things. Like, you'll block, you'll have a lot of armor and stuff. Like, example being the warrior, which is the main thing I played. Is I can build threat and literally just walk away from the game, just AFK. But if I do that on this, my stats are the same as a rogue, unless I'm pushing buttons. So it's not really effective for me to just get up and walk away like I usually do. Like, my kick does a shuffle like increases how much I parry and stagger. Then I actually have to punch a couple times to get my guard up into the bubble. What else? I mean, I self-heal. That's actually considered mitigation just because I heal so much. I have evasive brew, which builds up. You just pop that, you dodge more. Ineffective with the bubble because you don't dodge when you have a bubble, because it goes straight to the bubble. Fortified brew is last stand kind of thing, but it also does a shield wall style thing also. And if you don't know what stagger is, it's how monks really work as a tank. Is every time they're hit, they only take 50% damage, straight up 50%. The other 50% they take over 9 seconds as a dot. However, it builds up. It goes light, heavy, or light stagger, medium, and then heavy. When it's heavy, you're pretty much screwed because it's ticking really hard. There's a lot of incoming damage. If I spend 1 chi, I can purify brew and just clear my stagger state. So, if anyone's looking to tank, the best thing to do is once you hit yellow, which is the medium stagger, that's when you want to pop it. If you see the bubbles appear on your side, then you're not paying attention because now you're at heavy and it's like screaming at you to hit your purifier because you're taking so much damage. It's a fun tank class. I really am enjoying it. I'm working on, I'm going to start doing videos for all the heroics, which the heroics were kind of disappointing. I felt right off the bat, because there's no 90 dungeons, it's just heroics. Once you hit 90, you the 4 dungeons you do while you're leveling, those are the regular dungeons. So they're low level, they're considered regular. And yeah. The heroics just seem not even challenging. I say, challenging. There is challenge mode, which you do usually with the guildmates and stuff. Like, it's a 5-man progression content because it's about speed clearing heroics, and the heroics are like uber buff, 400% health on all mobs, and then they do like 200% more damage. So pretty crazy in that regard. The reason I'm not taking much damage is I'm actually really geared already because Early 90, I was like, well, only tanks, so you queue, you can instant queue. And take whatever loot I wanted. Even though I wear mostly rogue gear, and rogues are broke, so nobody wanted to level their rogue, so there's no one to take my gear. Technically druids, but every druid I've ran into is actually good heals, because Feral's broke too, or not Feral. Is it Feral Combat that's the cat? I don't remember. Yeah, it is, because Guardian is the bear now, since they have 3 specs. That's the other cool thing is symbiosis that druids can do. Oh my god. That's just entertaining as hell seeing what class does what. A friend of mine plays rogue, and when he gets symbiosis from a druid, he actually gets a taunt that increases his armor and dodge by a retarded amount. So, like, if for whatever reason I die, he can taunt the mob and tank it until I get a battle res. Because we tested it on, like, the final boss, Mukshu Palace, I believe. I probably pronounced that horribly, so correct me on that, but you know what I'm talking about with these giant people. Whatever. Magu. Anyway. The final boss actually hits slightly hard. It's kind of difficult, but not that bad. He taunted it and just tanked it like a champ. It was hilarious. He'll just do that without any problem, just because he had that one taunt that gives you armor. I can see that being really overpowered to people, because he just pop out stealth and taunt them. And yeah, his retarded amounts of dodge and armor. Oh, frame rate. But yeah, that's my impressions of missing Pandaria so far. The one other thing is, like, the second you hit 90, it tells you get exalted with all these factions, like right off the bat, like, hey, we've only introduced you to 2 of the main factions of the game. There's another 2 that you need to start fresh with and get them up. It's weird. It's basically you hit 90, you start doing your Golden Lotus dailies. You can't do the Shadow Pan dailies or the August Celestials until you hit Revered with Golden Lotus. But I'm honored with Shadow Pan just from quests, and then you can't do any dailies until you get Golden Lotus Revered, which has taken me a week so far, and I just barely hit honored. So it's kind of retarded in that regard. And then you also need to get Revered with Golden Lotus to start August Celestial, which is the other faction, which I have no rep into at all. And Golden Lotus I didn't have any either. I started out fresh, so it's a bit daunting right off the bat. But, you know, works. Definitely added the grind. There's no tabards. There's no, just do dungeons like mad and you'll become exalted in like a day. Which, I didn't like that when they added that in, so I like the grind. The only downside to the grind is Valor items you can buy with Valor are from the rep vendors, and you need the rep to buy them. So, and since you have to get revered with one to get another one, and then you have to work on that one, there's a lot of Valor items that are just out of reach for a while, or like early on. And it's pretty ridiculous. And yeah, you could do that. They had it as justice points too, but you needed like friendly, like you could do quests and get that on pretty much all the factions except August Celestial. But then people complain because you can't get August Celestial. I don't think anyone's even started in my guild, because you still have to get revered with Golden Lotus, which you're still working on. And everyone got all mad, so they removed the rep requirements for at least the justice items. Speaking of justice, justice and valor points is shared between all your characters, and the rep, I don't think the rep shared, but I believe they were talking about whatever your highest rep is on one of your characters, you get double rep gain on another character for that same faction until you get to the same point of that, if that makes sense. Like I'm exalted with, say, Golden Lotus. When I start doing my Golden Lotus on an alt, he'll get double rep for all the dailies until he gets all the way maxed out. If I was only revered, he'd go all the way until he's revered. That would be that. That's what I think they were talking about. That's how it works, but I could be wrong again. You never know. Anyway, kill this guy. Try to come out of the spirit world. It's fun. I'm having fun with it, and it's got a lot of those. It's got a lot of throwback style things, like the glyphs and stuff have a lot of throwback, and then it's got the old classic WoW concept of like you do this quest using this quest item that's like, oh, that's a really fun quest item, and you get to keep it afterwards. Like, I don't think I have it on me anymore, but it was a really cool like yak that you could summon because you're trying to find the right one for this like buyer so he could sell it to these other people. And then like after you find it and turn in the quest, you get a little item that summons that yak, which yaks are cool looking mounts too. Tiny little mounts. There's a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to cram it all in one. But yeah, so I think of the beta. I will be working on some 5-man videos if anyone has any ones that they want to see, because I have done all of them, and the only challenging one was Scarlet Monastery, I think, or Scarlet Hall is one of the 2 Scarlets. I almost died on one boss. That's the only challenge I've really seen. But you know, you'll wipe if you have a bad healer or DPS not knowing what they're doing. And Dungeon Journal is pretty simple. It tells you everything you need to do. Yeah, I'm going to do 5-man videos. I'm going to do some PvP videos as a Brewmaster, because I heard that's pretty fun. And what else? What else do I come online? Raids, once my guild gets into raiding. And oh, most recently is yesterday they released the second content for PlanetSide 2. So I will have new PlanetSide 2 videos of that new continent. And they'll be blind reviews too, because I have no idea the shape of the continent, or what's on it, or how we're going to fight on it. So yeah, and our characters got wiped again, so I got to start over with my Liberator. It's not all upgraded like it has been in my other videos. So I got those coming down the line. I was going to do some Borderlands 2 videos. I know it's not an MMO, but it's pretty fun and entertaining as hell. Me and my friends play that, so it's just going to be a Let's Play video. I'm in the Let's Play category soon. That's what I got coming down the line. Expect that in the future. I don't know when. I don't have any timetables. I can't say for sure. Let's see. Yep. Alright. Have fun. Hope you guys are enjoying the expansion as much as I am. If any questions or anything you want me to look on, if you don't want to check the expansion out yourself, you just drop that money. It's not that much money, but still. If you don't want to drop it, can't drop it, don't have the money, don't have the time, ask me. I'll show you something if you want to see it. Have fun.